Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel. My name's Kristen. I appreciate you stopping by on this Easter weekend. Happy Easter to you and yours. I am waiting for my hair to air dry for a Good Friday service this evening. And Good Friday's part of the story of life, right? We have to have the negative, hard struggles to really appreciate the joys and the strengths. I mean, how much better is it when you get to the finish line when you know you've put in all the hard work of the training, right? So I love that about Easter and about the Easter story. But today is the hard day. I may get this posted on Easter. It's all part of the glorious story. Now, we are here not to talk about Easter, but to talk about books. And I have to say, y'all, this was, I mean, I started out March not so bad, but the last 2 weeks have been a struggle bus. I'm not gonna lie. It's been so busy with the holiday season and schooling and just everything that's going on. Let me start with what I didn't get to. I did not get to Margaret Atwood's Alias Grace. Now, I'm going to jump ahead and say I did start the audiobook and finish the audiobook for Robinson Crusoe. I did quite a bit of driving. I had to do some traveling in the car. So this was free on audio, so I downloaded it and listened to Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this one, but this one was in my mug, or it is in my mug. And this one's the one I pulled from my mug. So I'm going to put this one back in the mug, and this one will count for it. And then that one will come back up again later. Maybe even April. We don't know. But Robinson Crusoe, when I read Treasure Island, I thought it was the story that I had heard of Robinson Crusoe. Have you been to Disney and walk through Robinson Crusoe Island? You can actually go through the adventure and it's reenacted and set up to be Robinson Crusoe's territory. So basically a man gets stranded on an island, kind of like Tom Hanks in Castaway, and he has some wreckage of the ship, he has some ingenuity, a few resources, and he basically over time builds this really well developed paradise kind of thing, and all kinds of little side stories and adventures and animal training and all this kind of glorious stuff. And it was awesome, especially in a car when you're driving. It's just something light and easy to listen and to focus on. I mean, if you're wanting heavy action, this is probably not it, but it's very much amongst one character obviously being the most developed, and then a lot of world building and a lot of survival skills and that kind of adventure kind of story. So I recommend it if any of that sounded interesting. I also did not get to my Maya Angelou, so I failed at my own readathon. How embarrassing is that? I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I totally am going to, this is my library cart here. So the books that stay on the top shelf are not officially necessarily on that month's TBR, but they're high priority. So if I have a spare moment or I mood read, that's generally where I pull from. So I'm going to put this one back on the top shelf library cart, along with the other ones I didn't get to. My middle grade, When the Mountain Meets the Moon. This is Grace Lynn, another female fierce author I wanted to read, as well as counted in the middle grade category of mythical. I didn't get to Hester, y'all. I'm very, very sad about that. So this one definitely will be kind of a priority, as well as, y'all, I didn't get to The Book of Night Women by Marlon James. I picked this up to start it once, and then I ran out of time to even start it. So it also stays on that top shelf where I will pull it more frequently. So what else did I actually get to? Okay, so this is a teeny little book, but it is a book of poems by Seamus Heaney The Death of a Naturalist is the title of this collection, and it has some frogs, it has a lot of nature, a beautiful poem about waterfalls, and then it has kind of portraits of different people. And it's only 46 pages, but I read it at least each one twice, and some of them 3 and even 4 times. And I thought I would share with you my favorite short little poem and see what you think. It's called Scaffolding. It says, masons, when they start upon a building, are careful to test out the scaffolding. Make sure that planks won't slip at busy points. Secure all ladders, tighten bolted joints. And yet all this comes down when the job's done, showing off walls of sure and solid stone. So if, my dear, there are sometimes seem to be old bridges breaking between you and me, never fear. May we let the scaffolds fall, confident that we have built our wall. I just think that's a beautiful reflection just on relationships in general, and just also like building things that last and focusing on the things that matter. Anyway, several of those were just really beautiful. I'm not normally a poem kind of girl, but I just kept that one by my nightstand, and I wasn't having a lot of time to read, but just picking up a poem and reading that and thinking about that was a beautiful kind of tied me over to it. The only other book that I did get to in the past couple weeks is Jasmine Warga, Other Words for Home, and this is a middle grade award winner novel that is beautifully kind of told, almost poem style, of the perspective of a young girl who is in Syria and needs to escape Syria during the war, and worrying about her country, getting correspondence, also dealing with becoming a refugee in the United States, trying to adapt to that life while still holding on to her own heritage. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this. Even if you're not normally a fan of middle grade, this may be one you might want to pick up if you have any interest in Syria and refugees and just this poetic, beautiful style of writing. I also have been listening to The Portrait of a Lady by Henry James. I love, love, love his writing style and the way he puts words together. However, his stories, I'm almost halfway done with this. They're a little predictable. It's basically one woman, Isabel, who is American. She goes over, and basically everybody falls in love with her. Everybody wants to marry her. Everybody's making a play for her, but she is fine being independent and on her own and doesn't really want anything of that. And so it's very similar to Daisy Miller by Henry James, but even more developed out. And I do kind of want to know how it's going to end. Is she going to end up by herself? That would be awesome. I'm kind of rooting for that, to be honest. But, you know, there's a couple guys in there that have pretty honorable intentions and are kind of interesting. And, you know, anyway, we'll see. We'll see how that... I didn't finish my mammoth, y'all. I didn't finish my mammoth. So Robert Jordan's Knife of Dreams. This is the 11th in the Wheel of Time. I am actually, I think... definitely halfway, right? Oh, this is the part read. So right at halfway, a little over halfway, you know, which is still like 400 pages, right? But yeah, still got to get there. And I have been participating and keeping up with the group read by Lindy Magpie Reads and Jolene Bookworm Adventure Girl. I will link that video below. A Suitable Boy by Virkem Seth. This is a fantastic book. We are, again, not quite halfway in this mammoth of a book. It's 1,500 pages, and it tells the story of kind of 4 really dynamic, upper-class, well-to-do, social standing Indian families, and they are focusing on marrying off one of the daughters and looking for the suitable boy, the suitable suitor. But we get all the backstories of all the family dramas and legacies, plus so much Indian culture, so much cuisine, so much political intrigue, and learning about British politics, learning about the religious sects, learning about the different regions and the tensions between those. It is hilarious. I laugh out loud reading this book just about more than any book I can remember in recent history. It is so clever, so well constructed. Loving this. So if I'm hard pressed to only read one thing, I've been reading this, A Suitable Boy. So, and we're not going to finish it till June, but I will keep you posted. I will keep you posted. So that's it. That's all my current reads. I have nothing more to update. I will be doing my TBR for April and pulling from my mug. We'll see if Alias Grace comes back up. Stay tuned for that video posting. I will probably film it later after this one, but then post it in a couple days after Easter. So, hope your Easter is awesome. I will talk to you soon, and we will see what I will be reading in April. If you've read any of these books I am reading or not reading in March, you can leave me a comment below. I appreciate your time and stopping by. Happy reading, y'all.